Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week of Anatomy Online Learning. So, before we begin our week, just wanted to talk a few announcements with you so you kind of know how the week is going to unfold. It's going to look very similar to last week, but one thing to mention, we are wrapping up our chapter this week on the senses. So, you're going to be learning about tasting and smelling this week. On Thursday, I have another at-home lab that you can do to get used to the sensations of smelling and tasting. For that lab, I highly suggest that the family member you pick be a good sport type of person because when you preview that lab before you do it, you'll find out that you're going to be asking them to close their eyes, and then you're going to be putting food into their mouth. And so anyway, someone that's willing to have that type of fun with you would be great. It is going to require a little bit of prep work on your part where you're going to have to get a few different foods cut up and ready to go. So keep that in mind when you're planning out when you're going to do the lab. It is due next week, Sunday by midnight. So it gives you a little bit of time to gather what you need. Also, if you do not have all the foods that the lab suggests, I have in there, you can pick whatever foods you want. The goal for the lab is to try to pick foods that have about the same texture. So it's not a complete giveaway as to which food you are using when. So that should be fun. Hope you enjoy doing that with your family. Then, because we are wrapping up the chapter this week, next week we'll be ready for our first online test. So that is going to be next week, Tuesday, April 28th. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to release it that Tuesday at 9 a.m. and it will be available to you until noon. If for some reason that 3-hour window isn't going to work for you, let me know and we can figure something else out. But I think with a 3-hour window, you should be able to get it done. I will have 2 versions of the test like I would in class where I pass out A, B, A, B. So some of you will be assigned one version, others of you will be assigned the second version. Because all this online learning stuff is a little bit different and unique to all of us, I'm okay with, for that test, you using a study guide, which I will have available for you in the Google Classroom. Your textbook, your notes, your study packet, whatever you need is fine with me. The one thing I do not, so this is naughty, for you to do is to help each other out on the test. So please be men and women of integrity. Do not do the test together. Do not help each other out on the test because besides that, you can use whatever you need to hopefully do well on the test again a week from Tuesday. Another announcement is because we are wrapping up the chapter, I'm going to need to mail to you your next study packet. And when I mail to you the next study packet, there will be an envelope in there that is stamped with my address for you to put your current study packet in and mail it back to me. It is fun to get those in the mail from you guys. Get little homeworks in the mail. Makes it worth going in the mailbox. At least it's not a bill. But anyway, so I'm going to need to collect your addresses. The easiest way, I think, for me to collect your addresses is to send out like a Google Sheets where I just have your names listed and you write in your address for me. If you're like, no way, Mrs. Bourne, I don't want the whole class knowing my address, then you can email me that individually so I can have that as well. So be on the lookout for that email this week. And if you don't mind, if you can share with me your address for that, then I can get that in the mail to you. And then the final announcement is now that we're done with another chapter, that also means you get to write another disease report. So on Friday, May 1st, your next disease report will be due. It should be a disease that impacts any of the senses that we've looked at. So it can be a vision thing, whether it be nearsighted, farsighted, color blindness, cataracts, glaucoma. There's a handful of things you could do there with the eyes. Is it hearing and having some type of hearing impairment? It could even be an ear infection. It could be diseases even of the ability to smell or not smell, even with taste. So find out a disease that you think would be cool to learn more about. And again, the rubric for that is in the class pages. And then I'll also, when I make a turn-in spot for that on the Google Classroom, the rubric will be there as well. So I hope it's going well for all of you. We've been at this a while now, and I know, at least for me, it's getting a little old. I miss seeing all of your faces. I'd much rather do that than what we're doing, as I'm sure you are too. Helps us realize that, we actually kind of like school, and that's good to know. But as always, contact me if you have any questions. You can email me or come on to Google Hangouts during my office hour. So blessings on your week. Have a good one, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, guys.